With over 100 employees producing nearly 20 videos a week, there are very few companies quite like Linus Media Group. So what's it like being an employee here? I don't know. I'm the boss, which is why my team has put together this video to try and explain what it's like to work for me, with me, and near me at this wild company, and we're gonna see if I'm completely out of touch. The only rules are that I'm not allowed to be involved in this video at all, including watching it, and I need to tell you about our sponsor.
ASUS, gaming on the go? Check out the ASUS ROG Strix XG16A HPE portable monitor. It's a 15.6-inch 1080p 144Hz display that offers smooth gameplay and has a fold-out kickstand that supports multiple viewing positions. Check it out at the link below.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Ooh, daddy, disclaim me.
Disclaimer, yeah!
My name is Sarah Butt. I'm a designer here and occasional host, and I've been here for about 3 years.
I'm Sean Caldera. I am our marketing lead here at Linus Media Group, and I've been working here since June 2022.
I'm Anthony. I'm a writer. I've been working here since 2017. What?
I'm Emily. I'm a video editor here, part-time camera operator, sometimes supervisor, sometimes.
My name's Arthur. Some of you guys might know me as Artie. I am the social media manager.
I'm Maria. I am the thumbnail artist, and I also take pictures for the merch store.
I run Tech Linked and LMG Clips and the pre-production part of the WAN show, and I've been here since April 2018. That was part-time though.
I think if we look back at the original goal of creating a team that was fun to work with and hardworking and passionate, that it's absolutely been a huge success.
What's your favorite part of working at LMG?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's gonna sound cheesy, but my favorite part about working here is the people. I know, blah, 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 it should be something better, but
I find there's a lot of like-minded people that I have very enjoyable conversations with on a daily basis. And I often find that I would rather just hang around and talk with my coworkers than work, so.
I think my favorite part of working here is the variety. And there's also a lot of freedom to do the weird stuff that nobody else would be able to.
Every day and I'm learning something. Every project, whether it's something new or something I already know about, I'm gonna have to learn more about it.
I get to come in, work on crazy problems, most of which are Linus's fault. But you know, it's fun.
My favorite part of working at LMG is probably how different it is every day. There's always like 600 different things I should be doing, and there's about 18 hours of work that needs to be completed. I think one of the worst parts about working at LMG is that there's like 18 hours of work to do every day, and all the tasks are very varied.
I would probably say Colton.
It's fun stuff, but in a hurry. Every week is stressful. Every Friday, every day is hard. The upside of that is that you don't look at the clock and go, oh, it's only 2. You go, oh my God, it's already 2. Which makes for a happier life, I think. It's just that your life might be shortened.
We're growing pretty fast right now, and that presents a bunch of challenges in terms of like getting systems in place. I don't really think that's a negative thing. That's just something we have to push through.
I don't follow things up. I am kind of scattershot when it comes to training, especially documentation. Like creating processes is not something that I'm good at all.
I find it frustrating. Sometimes I wish we could collaborate a little bit more. And so I think that ties into, I don't love that we have to release so many videos. I don't know what our current count is weekly, but I know it's very high and every video has to make it out. And there's not, a huge amount of resources or time that can be given to any particular one. And so I find very rarely am I particularly proud of a video I've worked on.
Because of the rising production values in our videos, I feel a lot like I'm crunching more than I ever was. That, and we're much more strict about how much time we're able to work in the course of a day. So like I can't stay a little longer in one day to make sure I don't have to rush the next day. So everything's kind of more compressed and there's more to it. And I feel like a lot of the time I'm just like rushing.
I don't like arriving at a set time. I don't like leaving at a set time. I don't like working exactly 8 hours per day. If I could do 6 one day and 10 the next, I think that would be great. The problem is that no matter what it is, if you have any kind of flexibility, someone is going to ruin it for everyone, and the bigger you get, the better the chances that that's going to happen.
I'd say fat. I've gained 30 pounds since I started here, and yet I'm somehow always tired.
Parking sucks.
There's no parking.
If you're not here by like 9 o'clock, you're probably not getting a parking spot and you're gonna have to park on the street.
I think the worst part about working here is for a long time my direct report was Linus, and he is the most stubborn person I've ever met in my entire life.
When he does like the thumbnail reviews with me, one day he told me like, oh, why did you have my eyes blue? I didn't turn your eyes blue. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he's in his own world and he's very busy.
Linus is the only boss I've ever had who hides in the bathroom to avoid doing work. And that makes him very relatable to me.
He farts a lot, just constantly.
Generally, he has a super good spirit about everything that we're doing, and he obviously cares a lot about all of the projects that we're working on too.
I think Linus is a very good boss. He does have his ego, he does have his like, you know, biggest fish in this bowl kind of thing going on. He does surround himself with like dissenting viewpoints.
I think working for me is the experience that you make it. And I see that people will just kind of treat me however they think a boss should be treated.
We yell at each other a lot.
The only thing that I can really do is say, look, don't call me sir, or, you know, whatever else, right?
And I tell him he's an idiot.
He's very demanding and he has really high standards. He does change his mind, but it's usually for a good reason. So I've only ever had to basically argue full stop once.
I enjoy working with Linus a lot. When I first started at the company, I was worried, you know, I would find him to be a rich guy weasel, full of himself. But what I find is he's more grounded, and he's self-deprecating in a way that I really appreciate.
If I had to distill down what makes me good at this, I think it's a combination of just generally being passionate about technology and having ADD. Really though, my superpower is that I get bored before anyone else gets a chance to. You know, it's from the writing team, Linus, we should do a video about this. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, we've done something kind of like that. I don't want to do that again. You know, or the audience saying, we want more power supply unboxings. And I go, these are played out. I have nothing left to say. I'm bored, let's move on. I think that's what's kept the channel fresh all these years.
When I'm training new designers on my team to work with Linus, the first thing I say is, don't tell him no, right? Like, he's gonna come with you with an idea and he's gonna be super passionate about it. And your job is not to say no, but it's to give him every single reason why not to do it. Or if it's not a dumb idea, what challenges present him in going the path that he chooses, right? It's like, it's kind of like diverting his attention into like a channel rather than him doing a shotgun of like, this is what it should be. So working with Linus is like trying to guide a river sometimes. It's like you can't stop it, but you might be able to get it to move in a particular direction. There's a lot of energy behind it.
Sometimes it's a little intimidating because like, to me, he's still like a celebrity. I know we work together. I'm able to talk to him whenever. But to me, he's that guy, you know? I don't know.
This is the Linus of Linus Tech Tips. Can be a little daunting, but once you get comfortable in your position and he starts to get to know you, he's a great guy. When he's outside of his persona of like on and getting ready to be on camera, he's super generous, super nice. Intense a little bit when he's filming, but I think in the way of wanting to be constructive and get things running the best they can do.
What the f is up with Linus? He's not like other people. I have a psychology degree. I could talk about Linus for decades.
I think on camera he just has to be flamboyant and really out there, but that's not necessarily who he is all the time. Otherwise he would like combust. Like you can't have that energy all the time.
He's happy on camera and a normal person when he's not on camera.
Slightly more likable in person.
If you've seen the WAN show, you pretty much know what Linus is like in person.
It's not like gonna be an Ellen DeGeneres situation where he's like a jerk. He's a very nice person. He's very good at keeping his cool. He's very professional. Last time I saw him get like mad on, like pretty mad because the shoot was a complete debacle and very public, was 2 years ago already. But if I was in his position, I would have a way worse reputation.
I would describe myself as an A-type, chaotic, generally trying to do the right thing, but also resigned to the fact that I can't change everything. And I think that can come across badly sometimes. I care too much.
How has LMG changed since you've started?
Bro, how has LMG changed since I started? Oh my god.
It's gone from it's sort of a company to it's definitely a company. Like, I'll level with you. I don't actually know half of the people who work here anymore.
We're in multiple buildings, multiple different departments, managers. I mean, even just that standard hierarchy that you have of like a department and a manager reporting to the CEO is like fairly new.
We've also added channels, we've added labs.
I mean, we've hired so many people, I can't hold the door open for anyone because I have no idea if they actually work here.
And then as you grow that rapidly, you have to start dealing with like real company stuff. Like, hey, we need a system for this because it's almost like unmanageable by a single person, or double the amount of people using the shop, so that means there's triple the amount of mess.
We went from just a few of us in the garage trying to survive with the hope that one day we will have enough revenue that we can all make a comfortable living. I was hand assembling our first set with sheets of drywall and a 2x2 frame that I didn't even know how to do properly. Like, I did everything myself, whereas now I get in trouble for doing things myself. I wanted to walk between the offices and James like pulled me aside and was like, you can't do that. That costs us whatever an opportunity costs. I mean, there's someone standing right out there making sure that I go to wherever I'm supposed to go to next right now. In some ways I'm the boss, in other ways I'm just ordered around all day.
Has Linus changed? Well, of course, as the audience knows, he's gone through the whole, am I gonna retire portion. The environment around him has changed. Like, it used to be the case where he could just easily say, I would go and hang out with everyone who works here. Anyone who works here is cool. And like, they're all great people. It's like now, he just doesn't even know that.
It might seem like Linus has changed, but the thing is that everything else around him has changed and he hasn't. And that's where some of the idea that, you know, Linus is out of touch because spending $1,000 on a GPU doesn't sound like a bad idea anymore, but that's mostly because the shock is worn off. Like, it's been like that for years now.
I was very naive coming into this. I had no idea where this was headed. I think I've had to grow up, or at least act like I've grown up a lot. I have to be more professional now than I used to be. Luke tells me I've changed. He says it's mostly okay though.
He still likes to use Windows when it's not acceptable, like in a server. He still is very stubborn. I do miss when things were simpler.
And I think that you would miss that because it's fun, you know? It's like there's not really a hierarchy. You're just kind of trying to get it out the door. And to a certain extent, we still do that. But doing the hard stuff is fun for a while. And then you kind of get sick of it. And now you want help.
I miss how it used to be every day. But I also see the opportunity that is over the horizon, because if I wasn't looking for what's new, what's next, what are the career advancement possibilities here? Ed would still be our only video editor. Luke would still be, making notes for scripts? Come on, right? Nobody's gonna stick around for that. I think our retention here has been really good, and I think that's a big part of it.
I think maybe there's an assumption that like working for a YouTube company is going to be this otherworldly experience, like we're running around as if we're doing channel super fun stuff all the time, but in reality it's surprisingly normal.
We get to make cool content that lots of people enjoy, but at the end of the day I'm just sitting at a desk like you know, it's not really any different.
It's not as easy as we made a video, there's people behind it, and that's the whole story.
Our hosts, our staff, they don't really put on a persona when they're behind the camera. That is them. And that's something I think a lot of people don't realize, especially when people comment.
You know, whenever people have criticism, obviously we take it in, but you know, sometimes people aren't so constructive about it.
I mean, go on the subreddit and read the comments. 95% of them are completely incorrect, and 4% of them are mostly incorrect, leaving 1% that has any modicum of correctness to it. The subreddit infuriates me.
There's always a few people that you're like, that person, I hate that person.
You, Colton.
So the things that I would change are probably things that would just hurt us overall. I'd be like, let's not have deadlines. Let's publish less videos.
If I could change one thing about LMG, I'd make a car channel.
Yeah!
Yeah!
I wish we could back off the amount and focus on quality for a bit and kind of raise the bar of what we're outputting a little bit more.
I would like to focus on more content that is less expensive. It's hard to make that content, but at the same time, I think there's a huge audience for people who want that. So that's what I would like to see. More time for projects would be good.
I would probably try and hire like 5 more writers and just allow us more time to work on a video.
We never have time for retrospection. It's always just, that's out. What's the next thing? Moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. I acknowledge that it's a treadmill, but the reality of it is that that's not a pace that I set. That's a pace that's set by the platform, a pace that's set by the audience, a pace that's set by the tech industry in general.
I think it's kind of in our DNA. I think if we ever freed up more hours, we would just, well, let's have a whale land. We just are always I think that's part of the culture that comes from Linus and goes all the way down. It's like, we're just always gonna squeeze every last drop out. Would be nice if the pace was lessened a little bit so we could just like relax, maybe just like have some meetings on Fridays, have time to like debrief or look in the rearview mirror at how things went. But honestly, what the main thing I would change is the location.
I would move the office. I would go to the cheapest cost of living place.
Can we relocate to Calgary? Like, is that an option?
More dinosaurs.
Have a better snack bar like the one NKVHD has on his studio.
I think just adding more people and personalities and getting to show more vloggy stuff. And I think having an opportunity to show off some of the great people here that the audience doesn't get to meet, that are really awesome people. But I think we should continue to raise up the new or next generation of hosts and personalities.
What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you since you've started?
Oh, definitely taking pictures of my boss in underwear for lttstore.com.
Modeling underwear was really weird. Posting mostly naked pictures of myself on the internet.
The door was closed and the lights were off, and I opened the set, and Linus is standing there pulling up swim trunks. He's basically buck-ass naked, and I'm standing there, never met him before, never seen him in person, slack-jawed, just like, he's like, can I help you? As he's pulling up his swim trunks, I'm like, hi, I'm Tim. I'm from the labs. I need to get behind you. And he's like, oh, you're one of Gary's group. That makes sense.
I've slapped Linus in the face. I've thrown dildos at Dennis. Like, there's a B-roll shot from the OnlyFans video where I'm like wearing some like quasi-fetish outfit. Anything for a video.
One of the weird things that happened to me was I was asked to buy a cantaloupe because we needed an analog for someone's ass.
The weirdest thing I've had to do here was wear James Stribe's wife's pregnant belly cast under a dress for a photo shoot for a video. I have multiple company tattoos on me for no reason. I didn't get paid for those. I have an LTT store tattoo. I've got an Illuminati tattoo. I've got a D-brand tattoo.
Is there anything that you wanted to say that I haven't covered? Or
If there's one more thing that I could tell the audience, it would be this message from our sponsor.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you check out the original one of this that we did like 4 years ago? Maybe some opinions have changed.